a SQL database, and you're going to build a program that like interacts with that database, and it's going to be like boring like student software, like student registration software, or like bank stuff or something. It was something like that. It sounds scary. I mean, it, it was technically very challenging, I will say. Like, it was, because not only did you need to learn like all the codings, the Java that to make it work, you also needed to know the SQL commands to interact with your database. And so it was kind of like you were sort of pseudo learning your second language. Language is a strong word, but basically though, you were learning how to interact with this database and what commands it needed, and like it was clunky. It was like, it honestly, my conclusion was like, wow, programming kind of sucks. Now, at that point, honestly, I should have just dropped it. I should have just stopped program. Instead, I kept like saying, well, maybe that was just the end of that one. And so I would join these more programming classes, and I just hated all of them. I always hated the next one more than the next. It was like, wow, this sucks. This is not interesting in the slightest. And I just really struggled to pay attention. I struggled to even just like do the homework. It was bad. I really should not have taken any more programming courses, but so let that be a lesson to y'all. If you oh god, if you're really enjoying a class and you start to realize, or a field, and you start to realize, I'm starting to lose my luster for this, it's okay to bow out. It does not mean you're bad at it. It doesn't mean you're not skilled. It doesn't mean you're dumb. What it does mean is that there's better things to do. Damn it. It's funny because the rest of that was great, other than the fact that I picked truck like an idiot. There have been some situations that have come up since then where I've wanted to solve a problem, or I was curious about the answer to a question, and I literally went and made a small Java program and like solved my own question sometimes just by brute forcing. It's like one of those like, oh, you could always just like read the proofs and do the math, and it's like, yeah, that my brain doesn't actually work that way. I need to like see it. And so being able to run a simulation or run a decision a million times and see the result just works well with my brain. I hated coding in class. It was only when I started working and developing and automating in real life it became fun. I could totally see that. Could totally see that. There's a ton of fields where that's really the case. They're like, the work is thoroughly uninteresting, but the work for learning is uninteresting, and then the minute you're solving real problems and doing real tasks, it becomes a lot more fun and rewarding and interesting and all that stuff. Real life factorial. Yeah, maybe that's the real trick. If I can do this pretty well, I'll feel good. Okay, that's... Oh god, don't hit anything. We're doing well. The rest is bullshit. Yeah, well. Bureaucracy, man. Leadership. When I hear automate, I hear the factory must grow. Oh god. The factory must grow. Hashtag trauma. I mean, by the end, I was starting to enjoy it. It's it's definitely a learning curve, and it definitely takes some brain power, which is not always something I have a ton to give. But I could totally see like the appeal, right? Like I'm not I'm not sitting there going, why are people playing this game? Like, I totally see the appeal and can see why it's fun. Because I had fun, right? Like, but it's definitely a hard one to pick up, and it's definitely one you need to have some brain power, some brain juices floating around. Ah, that was not my best. We're a second ahead, though. Take it. More lousy menuing. What else is new? I really, really wish that, like, we could just pick the car. Like, that would make some of this menuing so much easier. Like, now I'm like, the bridge won't beat me this time. I really hope so, Skamansky. I really, really just want the bridge to suck it. I'm sick of the bridge. I'm sick of it, I say. I'm not trying to automate people out of jobs. I'm trying to grow them out of jobs. So I took that because I feel like if you go further out, you don't lose speed, and I feel like that's worth it. Like, speed in this game is so important. Momentum and speed is so important, and when you lose it, it's such a big deal that, like, whatever time you quote-unquote gain had better damn well be worth it. All right, that being said, so I'm convinced that this is going to be faster. I'm convinced. Am I right? Right? I have no idea. All right, please just work. All right, come on. Oh, I could have skipped that one. Whatever. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. Woo! New PB! Let's go! 9:33.